Hello my dear students, a very warm welcome in today's session. In today's session we are going to end the chapter, that is chapter number 4, matter, with the exercise of this chapter. Previously we have done the theoretical portion of this chapter and today we are going to end the chapter with some very important questions. The first question is on your screen, that is, take the most appropriate answer. The first part in this question says that the intermolecular force of attraction is maximum in what? Option A, solids, option B, liquids, option C, gases, and option D, both A and C. So firstly, we are going to talk about solids. In the case of solid, as you can see, we have the molecular arrangement like this. So as you can see, there is a very minimum space between the molecules of solids. The void is not present here. So that's why the molecular force of attraction, intermolecular force of attraction will be high in this case. But when we talk about liquid, if I have liquid in this container, so the liquid's molecule have an arrangement like this, and you can see there is a huge space between them. So that's why they will have an intermolecular force of attraction less than that of solid. But when we talk about a container in which I have filled a gas, so the gas particles will be arranged like these, and you can see clearly that the intermolecular space between them is the highest among the three states. So that's why they have the intermolecular force of attraction less than that of liquids and solids. So that's why solid have the intermolecular force of attraction in the highest portion, that is maximum intermolecular force of attraction. That's why option number A, solid, will be the correct answer. You can take a screenshot. Moving ahead with the next question, the intermolecular space is minimum in, we have already discussed in the previous question that intermolecular space is minimum in what? In the case of solids, because the intermolecular particles, that is molecules, are arranged like this in case of solid, and you can see clearly that the intermolecular space is minimum here. So option A, that is solids, will be the correct answer. Take a screenshot of this. Moving ahead, the next question is fluidity is maximum in. What is fluidity? Fluidity basically is the property of any substance to flow. So in case of solids, liquids and gases, what happens? That solid has a definite shape and definite volume, we have studied. So that's why it cannot flow easily, because the molecules are arranged in a specific manner and they will not move from their fixed point. But in the case of liquid, they can flow. We can see that the intermolecular space between the molecules of liquids is greater than that of a solid. That's why they can flow. But in case of gases, they can flow easily than liquids also. Okay, so that's why gas will be the right answer. You can see option number C is given here. Gases will be the right answer, as they have intermolecular space greater than that of liquids and solids. That's why they can flow easily. So you can take a screenshot of this. Moving ahead, the next one is gases have what? The option number C, gases cannot be compressed easily. Option number B, occupy the entire space of the container. Option number C, have a definite shape. Option number D, cannot flow. Let's just talk about each and every option. Cannot be compressed easily. If I have a balloon and I have filled the gas in it, so if I can compress it or not? Yes, obviously it can be compressed easily. So that's why this will be not the right answer. Next one is occupy the entire space of container. If I have a container and I have filled a gas in it from here, okay, so the gas particles will occupy the space of container or not? Obviously it will occupy the whole space of that container. We have studied in the properties of gases that whenever gases are filled in any container, they occupy the space of that container completely. So that's why this option will be the correct one. But let's just talk about the next two options. Have a definite shape. Gases have a definite shape or not? If I fill the gas in this balloon, it will look like balloon. Okay, but if I have a container, then it will look like a container. So that's why they have not a definite shape. This is the incorrect option. The next one is cannot flow. As you can see, gases can flow easily because they have intermolecular space maximum in the case of in comparison to solids and liquids. That's why they can flow easily, but here it is written incorrect. So that's why the correct answer will be option number B, that is occupy the entire space of the container. Take a screenshot of this. Moving ahead with the next question. Evaporation of a liquid occurs at any temperature below its what? Option number A, freezing point. Option number B, boiling point. Option number C, melting point. And option number D is none of these. Firstly, we have to understand that what is evaporation. Changing of any solid to liquid is known as melting. And then from liquid to gas, whenever any substance changes its state from liquid to gas or in its vapor state, that conversion is known as evaporation, only after heating. So evaporation of a liquid occurs at any temperature below its what? Below its boiling point. So obviously option number B will be the correct answer, that is boiling point. Take a screenshot. Moving ahead with the next question, that is when heat is supplied to a sample of matter, it may show what? Whenever any sample of matter is given to you, let's just have an example. I have given you a piece of iron, and if we are giving heat to it, we are heating it, then what will happen? Option number A is expansion, option number B is change of state, option number C is chemical change, and option number D is all of these. So firstly talk about expansion. You can see that whenever we are giving heat to iron, they will expand or not? Obviously they will expand. So that's why expansion is the right answer. Next one is change of state. And they will also change the state from solid to liquid. Whenever we are heating any solid particle, then it changes its state from solid to liquid. That's why change of state is also possible. Next one is chemical change. Yes, chemical change is happening here because when we are burning iron or when we are heating iron, then there is a chemical change happening. So that's why these all are correct. So option number D, all of these will be the correct answer. Moving ahead with the next question, that is fill in the blanks. Now you have to fill the blanks with the correct answers. The first part says matter occupies dash and has dash. Basically we have studied the definition of matter, that matter is a substance which occupies a space and has a definite mass. Okay, so that's why you can write here that matter occupies space and has mass. Next one is a substance can exist in dash states. Whenever we are talking about any substance, we have also studied the states of matter. So any substance can exist in the three states, that is solid, liquid and gas. So you have to write here three states. Next one is liquids have no definite dash. Whenever we are talking about liquid, if I have filled the liquid in any container, in a glass basically, then it will take the shape of glass. I have filled the liquid in a bucket, then it will take the shape of that bucket. What does it mean? That it has not a definite shape. It takes the shape of that particular container in which it is filled. So that's why liquids have no definite shape, but they have a definite volume. We have studied in the properties. Brownian motion is almost absent in. What is a Brownian motion? Bachcho, Brownian motion is a motion of particles from one place to another. Whenever the molecules of any substance are moving from one place to another, that is known as Brownian motion. So that's why Brownian motion is almost absent in what? We have three states, that is solid, liquid and gases. So when we talk about solid, in the case of solid, the molecules are arranged and fixed. They are fixed at a point. So if they can move from one place to another or not? No, because they have a fixed point. There is no space available in the structure of a solid, in a matter of solid, that they can move from here and there. Okay, so that's why Brownian motion is almost absent in solid. Next one is the process of a liquid changing to its vapor at any temperature below its boiling point is called What we have studied in the previous question, that whenever any liquid is changing to its vapor state below its boiling point with any temperature, that process is known as what? Evaporation. Moving ahead with the next question that is on your screen. The temperature at which a liquid freezes to become a solid. Whenever any liquid freezes itself, I have a liquid and it is freezing itself into solid, then the temperature at which it freezes into a solid, that temperature is known as the freezing point of that liquid. Freezing point. Next one is dash is a process by which a substance directly changes from the solid to gaseous state without passing through the liquid state. In the previous chapter and in this chapter we have studied about sublimation. So sublimation is a process whenever any substance changes its state from solid to gaseous state without passing through the liquid state. So that's why sublimation will be the right answer. Okay, you can take a screenshot. Now moving ahead with the next question, that is write true or false for the following statements. Now you have to write true and false for these all statements. The first statement says the intermolecular force of attraction between the molecules of the same kind is called cohesive force. We have studied cohesive and adhesive forces. Okay, so cohesive force is a kind of force that happens between the same kind of molecules. That's why this is a true statement. The next one is the intermolecular force of attraction is the weakest in gases. When we talk about gases, they have a huge intermolecular space between them, which signifies that the molecular force or molecular attractive force between them is the least. That's why the intermolecular force of attraction is the weakest, and you have to write. So that's why you can write here true. Solids can diffuse. What is diffuse and what is diffusion? Diffusion is a process of intermixing of the molecules, basically intermixing of molecules in a particular substance. So when we talk about solid, diffusion is not possible in it. But why? Because we know that the molecules of a solid is fixed at a particular point and they have not a particular space to move here and there. That's why the intermixing is not possible and diffusion will be not possible. So this statement is false. Solids cannot diffuse. Liquids do not have a definite shape but have a definite volume. Yes, liquids do not have a definite shape but have a definite volume. We have studied about this. So it's a true statement. The next one is liquids are highly compressible. In case of liquids, they can be compressed. If we fill a liquid in a balloon or if we fill liquid in any container that is compressible, then it can be compressed. But in case of gases, those are highly compressible than that of liquid. So that's why it's a false statement, because gases are highly compressible, not liquids are highly compressible. You can take a screenshot. Moving ahead, the molecules in a gas move about in all directions at a high speed. Whenever we are talking about gas and if we have filled gas in a container, then the molecules of gas have highest intermolecular, maximum intermolecular space between them. What does it signify? That they will just randomly move from here and there with a high speed. That's why this statement is a true one. The next one is liquids expand much more than gases on heating. Whenever we are heating gases and liquids, what is the expansion type happening? That gases expand more than liquids or liquid expands more than gases? We have studied that on heating, gases will expand more than liquids because they are already in the vapor state and they will expand more than liquid. So that's why it's a false statement. Next one is the burning of a candle is a physical change. No, we have studied that burning of candle is a chemical change because there is a change happening. There is a formation of new substances. When we burn a candle, carbon dioxide and water vapors are released. That's why it's a chemical change, and this statement is a false one. So you can take a screenshot now. Moving ahead with the next question. So the first statement says that the movement of molecules in both liquids and gases. So the movement of the molecules of liquids and gases from here to there, that is known as Brownian motion. We have studied about this. So you can write here Brownian motion. The next one is the intermixing of particles of different substances on their own. So whenever we are taking different substances and the molecules are just intermixing themselves by their own, and that process is known as diffusion. The next one is change of a solid to liquid. Whenever a solid changes into liquid, that change of state is known as melting or fusion. Next one is change of liquid to gas. So whenever liquid changes to gas, that is known as evaporation or vaporization. The last one is change of solid to gas. So the conversion of solid directly into gas without passing through the liquid state is known as what? It's known as sublimation. So these are the correct answers for these statements. You can take a screenshot now. Moving ahead with the next question of this session, that is the last one. Answer the following in short. So you have to answer these all questions in short. The first one is define matter giving examples. So we have to define matter with some examples. Firstly, the answer can be written as anything that has mass and occupies some space is known as matter. Now what are the examples? The food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe is all made up of matter. Food, water, air, etc. Everything around us is a matter. It is made up of matter. Okay, you can take the screenshot of this definition. Moving ahead with the next question, that was, what do you understand by the term intermolecular space? So intermolecular space is a space between the molecules of particular state of matter. So you can write it as the space between the molecules of any substance is known as intermolecular space. You can take the screenshot of this definition, that the space between the molecules of any substance is known as intermolecular space. Okay, moving ahead with the next question, that was, why do solids lack the property of diffusion? So in case of solid, what happens? We have the structure of solid because we know that the molecules are arranged in a fixed manner. Okay, this was the structure of a solid, that the molecules are arranged in a fixed manner. So after getting to know that they are arranged in a fixed manner, we also know that they do not have that much space in between them to move around. They cannot move around. They can only vibrate on their fixed position. So diffusion is a process where intermixing of the molecules happens, of the particular molecules of a substance or a state of matter. But here you can see intermixing is not possible because you can see that these cannot move from their fixed position. So that's why diffusion is not possible here. So now how can you write the answer? The intermolecular space is minimum minimum in case of solid. So the molecules cannot move from their fixed position and hence diffusion is not possible in solids. So this is all about the diffusion that not happens in solid. You can take a screenshot of this answer. Moving ahead with the next question, that was, what is interconversion of states of matter? So when we talk about interconversion of states of matter, it is a process of changing or conversion of a particular substance from one state to another and then again back to the original state. This is the interconversion. So what you can write here, the conversion of a substance from one state to another and then again back to the original state is known as interconversion of states of matter. Okay, this is the definition of interconversion of states of matter. You can take a screenshot now. Moving ahead with the next question, that was, what is vaporization? So we have studied that vaporization is a process of changing of a particular liquid or a liquid substance into its vapor state. That is known as vaporization. So you can write here that the conversion of a liquid into its vapor state on heating is known as vaporization. This is the definition for vaporization. You can take the screenshot now. Moving ahead with the next question, that was, what is a chemical change? So we have studied a chemical change is a change or a permanent change in which there is a formation of new substances. So you can write it as permanent change in which new substances are formed is known as a chemical change. This is the definition for chemical change. You can take a screenshot now. So these were the short answers of the following questions. Now we are moving with the next question, that is, name A, B, C, D and E in the following diagram showing changes in the state of matter. So here state, basically the conversion of state of matter is happening, and you can see from solid to liquid. Whenever solid changes into liquid, you have to answer A as what. So whenever solid changes itself into liquid, this process or this conversion is known as melting, or we can say fusion. This is the right answer. Now when liquid changes into gases, what is the name for B? Whenever liquid changes itself into gases, that is known as vaporization or evaporation. vaporization or evaporation. Now the next one is when gases changes itself into liquid. Name for C. So whenever gas itself into liquid, that process is known as condensation. The next one is when liquid changes into solid. Name for D. When liquid changes itself into solid, that process is known as what? Freezing. The last one, that is E. What is E? The conversion of solid directly into gas. That process is known as what? That is known as sublimation. So correct answers are what? Melting and fusion for A, vaporization or evaporation for V, condensation for C, freezing for D, and sublimation for E. So these were the right answers for this. You can take a screenshot. So this is what all about the exercise of this chapter. I hope you enjoyed the exercise. Now what you have to do, you have to revise this chapter, all the theoretical portions as well as this exercise. Till then, take care of yourself, enjoy your studies. Bye bye. Thank you.